to Flossie. So we're going to start with Andrea Burns, who is a member of Newry's Writer's Block, who is left-handed, a lover of books, and currently a member of 5 book clubs and dedicated to Saturday morning park runs. In her spare time, if she's not lost in stories, she is weaving her own. The own she has woven to read tonight is called I Had Forgotten the Sound of My Own Voice. Welcome, Andrea.
It has been years since women were allowed to speak. Silence was law. It wasn't just enforced, it was embedded in the streets, in the eyes of those who dared not look too long. Our voices were stolen not by violence, but by fear. At home, we communicated through glances and gestures. We were not seen as people, only vessels, wombs, and mine had failed. My husband grew colder as seasons passed. First, his disappointment was silence, lingering stares, unspoken tension. But his childlessness settled into permanence. Disappointment curdled into contempt. The neighbours whispered behind the curtains, "She's barren, what good is she?" In this world, a woman without children wasn't just unwanted, she was redundant. Wives like me were cast out, traded, or simply disappeared. No one asked questions. No one raised a voice. No one could. When he said we were going for tests, I knew what he hoped. Confirmation, blame, freedom to discard me. The hospital was bright, sterile, and indifferent. A waiting room of women sat silent, eyes lowered beneath layers of cloth. Nurses spoke only through gestures. When my name was called, my husband remained behind. I followed a nurse into a cold room, and there, a shock, a woman who spoke. "Take off your face covering," she said calmly. I froze. Her voice felt like a crack in the surface of the world. "It's just us," she added. "You can trust me." The word echoed in my ears. Trust? Slowly, I removed the cloth. She introduced herself as Dr. Hannah. She was tall, sharp-eyed, and her tone professional but warm. She examined me without disdain. She didn't ask about my husband. She asked about me. "Are you in pain?" she asked. I stared at her, bewildered. No one had ever asked me that before. Pain was a woman's inheritance. We bore it like silence, passed on like tradition. When I couldn't respond, she only nodded. "You don't have to answer," she said softly. Each visit, she treated me like a person. She spoke in careful fragments about medicine, her studies, places where women spoke freely and walked uncovered. Her words felt like stories meant for someone else, and yet something in me leaned towards them. One day she looked at me closely and whispered, "You don't have to stay. In this life," she added, "there's a way out." At home, my husband's temper grew darker. His silence edged with menace. I feared his footsteps. I feared his stillness even more. At night, lying stiff beside him, Dr. Hannah's words looped into my mind. "You don't have to stay." The night I left, I waited for the rhythm of his snores. I slipped from the bed, took the small cloth bag Dr. Hannah had pressed into my hands. Bread, water, and a slip of paper with symbols I didn't understand. At the end of the dirt road, a man stood by a car. He didn't speak. He simply gestured and I climbed in. The road stretched into the dark. I imagined the world Dr. Hannah had described and I clung to the possibility. But when we arrived, unease curdled in my gut. The building was old and windowless, stained with time. Inside, the air smelled of sweat. Women drifted like shadows, eyes blank, movement still. "Wait here," the man said. A door opened. A man in scrubs appeared, clipboard in hand. He scanned the hall. Looked at me, his lips moving slightly. I only caught the words because years of silence had made me a reader of lips. Heart, match. Liver, match. My blood turned cold. 2 more men approached, hands firm but calm. They guided me through a sterile corridor, where lights humming overhead. I did not resist. I didn't speak. I hadn't spoken in years. We entered a room, metal table, bright lights, silence. My heart thundered. A needle pricked my arm. Cold spread through my veins. The room blurred. As the dark folded in, I clutched at meaning in that final moment. I realized I had escaped one prison, but I still didn't understand what I walked into.